Okay, injury front. Greedy had a groin injury. Cody Parkey had a quad injury, and Montreal Meander had an Achilles injury. Thought it was some good work for the guys out there. It was hot. They were battling. It took 60 minutes. Got some good situational football work. A 2-minute at the end of the first half, a 2-minute drive there on defense at the end of the second half. 2-point play. So I think there's a lot of things going on that the guys did a nice job communicating and ultimately battling throughout. So good win, and then I will take any of your questions.
Hey, Kevin, that fullback battle between Jenovich and Status, from our vantage point, looks pretty close. How do you see that working out?
Yeah, I think those guys are competing hard, Jeff, every single day on the practice field, in the meeting room, in these games. They're both doing a nice job.
How about Johnny playing some tight end for you, Kevin? Is that something that you think he might be able to do?
Yeah, I think what happens, Scott, is you have two tight ends, so you're trying to find ways to spell those guys. So that was some of the thought there. But certainly, the more you can do, it helps your value.
Kevin, how'd you like the way Case handled things? It seemed like he's back to doing what he does best.
Yeah, he did a nice job operating. He didn't like that interception down there in the red zone. We can't do that, and he shouldn't do that. He knows that. So we got to take better care of the ball. But he had obviously some nice plays. That throw to Haji was outstanding. Great catch, great throw.
Speaking of situations, did you try to set up a long field goal, or it just happened?
It just happened. Obviously want to get some evaluation for these guys, and we were going to kick a field goal there, and then we had a sack that was called and took us out of field goal range. So was pleased that we were able to get to field goal range for that last one.
Kevin, a lot of major development running back. So what did you think of him?
I thought he did a nice job. I thought his obviously my vantage point wasn't great, but he had some good dirty runs. He bounced a few, made some plays in the pass game, so he did a nice job.
What about that throw to the end zone? I think either Keenum missed, something happened there. I mean, what kind of happened on that play?
He just overthrew him. Yeah.
And Malik McDowell, what did you think of him?
Yeah, Malik did a nice job. Had a sack there. Yeah, it's the first time playing ball for him in a long time, so he did a nice job.
The decision to play Troy Hill, was that related to the Friday practice incident?
Yeah.
So what went into that?
Yeah, all those things, Marla, I'll keep between Troy and myself, and keep that as an internal.
Can you reveal the plans for next week then?
I'm sorry?
Can you reveal the plans for your starters next week?
I'll do that next week.
What about Greg Newsome, Kevin? What have you seen out of him in these 2 games? Do you feel like he's kind of building on that practice week that he had?
Yeah, I think he's building on the practice week. I think that's a good way to put it, Scott. I think it was nice to get him some inside reps today. So we got him some reps at nickel. So he's he's doing a nice job. Just has to continue to do so.
Is the Nick Harris injury significant?
I think I'd call it day to day.
And why did you elect to play Hance there, starting Friday, but also today? Are you trying to find out if he can play center?
Yeah, I mean, some of the injuries we've had, as you know, Tony, these guys have to show their versatility. They got to be able to bounce along that line. So that's something that, ultimately we want to find the right spot for all of these guys. And so a lot of it is from an evaluation standpoint.
Monitoring how much starters from other teams are playing, especially starters from other teams that you'll be playing in the early part of the season, or are you operating in a vacuum in terms of deciding whether or not to play your starters?
Yeah, I'm really concerned with us and what we need and what each player needs. That's really kind of the mindset I have about it.
How would you sum up the week, not just today, but the week?
Great work with that team. I told you guys the other day, I appreciate Coach Judge and that entire coaching staff, those players. We got some really good work done in Berea for a couple days. And then I thought the guys worked really hard today and competed for 60 minutes. We're put in a bunch of different scenarios in this ball game, so I thought that was really good for us. And we also realized that we got ways to go. We're just not where we need to be, but that's okay. We got some practices coming up.
I think you had Hudson on left and right tackle. Do you think he's more comfortable at one spot than the other?
I think you'd have to ask him, but I think any young player certainly, wants to stay at one spot, but they have to be able to go play the other spot. So I think he's done a nice job. We've bounced him around in practice and walked through, and he hasn't missed a beat.
Would you say things shift from evaluating your roster to preparing for Kansas City yet?
I think you can do both at the same time, Tony, even going back to when we first got together. Obviously, we're trying to evaluate the roster. We're trying to get the guys ready in this scheme, get them ready to play. So we're constantly trying to sharpen what we do. So always have the season in mind with everything we're doing.
Kevin, how would you characterize where Hodges fitted in the competition, the receiver, and what did you think he showed you today?
Yeah, I think all those guys are battling. Nate across the roster. Haji, made a great catch on the ball, and not surprising because those two throw to each other quite a bit down there in Texas.
How much do you value him on special teams? I know we talked about it in years past. Is he still a very vital part of that?
Yeah, I think all of our guys, everybody plays special teams here, and we're going to need everybody to do so. So Haji certainly understands his role.
Was the plan to play Mack Wilson all the way to the fourth quarter?
Yeah, he didn't play 4 plays last week, so just want to make sure we got an extended amount of playing time for him.
You got a lot of playing time for Elijah Lee, and he made the stop
Yeah.
at the end. You have a shortage there. Is he good enough to slip it in there?
Again, he's going to compete and battle like he always does. He did a nice job out there today.
Hey, Kevin, you said Parkey had a quad. What happened?
I don't know. I really don't. So he did it at some point, but I'm not sure when.
Feel for severity of it?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a feel for the severity?
I don't.
How hard is it to evaluate Madsen when he just doesn't get any return opportunities?
Yeah, I think we have some returns to go on in his career. I think he's done a nice job at practice, so we certainly are evaluating all those returns. And then you're just, you can't predict when you're going to get that return in the punt game or the kickoff game.
What do you think the rookie guy felt today? Last week he wanted him in the passing game. Today he really focused on the running game. What did you see from him?
Yeah, did a nice job. Got to go back and look at it to give you a better, more informed answer, but he did a nice job. Had him out there running routes, handed him the ball, had him in protection, so we'll be able to look at all of it.
How much is the count kind of opened your eyes lately? It seems like he continues to have some big plays.
Yeah, the ball finds the way to him, and he's got good ball skills, and that certainly did in college as well. So, to be able to get that ball at the end was important, and we finished even in the turnover margin, so to be able to get that one to offset our previous giveaway.